Hey everybody, Bungsy here with another ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. Today we're talking about the temptations of the torso pad. You're looking to shave ounces wherever you can. You've turned over every item in your kit, maybe more than twice. Staring at you, haunting you in your dreams, is the bottom half of your sleeping pad. Do you really need it? Here's the unfortunate truth. If you don't backpack regularly, no pad is going to be comfortable. Not even a full-length pad. It's going to be some combination of too thin, too narrow, and just generally uncomfortable. And if you pick a pad with the wrong R value, add too cold to the list of complaints as well. So, if you want a good night's sleep, or let's just settle at a relatively decent night's sleep, you're gonna have to earn it. It just comes with time. The key point here is don't fight this. Don't torture yourself and your wallet trying every pad on the market. It's not the pad. Which leads us to the topic of torso pads. The obvious reason for moving to a torso pad is not comfort, it's to save weight. Let's look at those weights. To make this an apples to apples comparison, I'm going to stick with the same pad model just in two sizes. Namely Thermarest NeoAir Uberlight pad in a regular and in the small length or torso length. Now, don't take this as a recommendation of the Uberlight. Frankly, I've had bad luck with this pad. What I haven't figured out is whether it's just too delicate or frankly, the quality control at Thermarest on assembling a pad out of such delicate material is spotty, leading to too many folks, but not all, ending up with lemons. My gut tells me it's the latter, but frankly, I'm not sure. And I'm off topic. Getting back to weight. The regular and torso sizes share the same shoulder width and thickness. The only variation is length, with the torso coming in at 47 inches and the regular coming in at 72 inches. As for weight, the torso pad weighs 6 ounces and the regular pad weighs 8.8 ounces. That's a 2.8 ounce savings. Easy math. Stating the obvious here, but that's not a big number. Making the sacrifice alone while still packing, let's say, a chair, for instance, makes very little sense. Making the sacrifice along with several other deep slashes across your entire kit, that's a different story. The key point here is that those that go with torso pads are probably also wiping with their hands, if you know what I mean. Don't go down the torso pad path unless you're ready to do so across the board. It's a fool's errand otherwise, just to save a couple ounces. That being said, let's talk torso pads. First up, let's talk about shape. The shape of these torso length pads, like the ones made by Thermarest, are, well, just awful. Why would I say that? Well, Thermarest just makes the assumption that the best move is to just simply shrink their standard pad, same shape, just shorter. I don't care whether you have a big old hiney or an itty bitty one. This shape makes zero sense for torsos. The tapered bottom of this pad is way too narrow for, you guessed it, your torso. We all trust our beloved outdoor gear companies, and I love Thermarest, don't get me wrong, but they're not impervious to idiocracy from time to time. The small pad dimensions were really bugging me, so I did some research into who this pad is really for. Maybe it's not intended whatsoever as a torso pad. Maybe it's a woman's size, and we're the fools who try to use it as a torso pad. Stick with me here as I walk you through the math. For the tapered dimensions to fit a body, head to toe, not torso, the entire body, what size should that body be? Again, the small pad is 47 inches long. As you all probably know, that doesn't mean it works for someone up to 47 inches tall. You need a few inches of leeway at both ends at your head and feet to properly accommodate your full body. Let's say that leeway equals 3 inches at each end, like that, which arguably isn't nearly enough. So a 47-inch pad is really intended for someone who is 41 inches or shorter. And according to the internet, that is a 6-year-old boy or a 7-year-old girl. How many 6 and 7-year-old children are in the market for an ultralight pad to complete their UL backpacking kit? In fact, how many 6 and 7-year-olds want to do more than car camp, if that? Not many. Seriously, maybe none? I'm being literal here. I'm not sure there's a single 6 or 7-year-old gleefully into ultralight backpacking. I don't think I'm going out on a limb on that point either. My point being is that the only legitimate market for a 47-inch pad is adults looking for torso pads, and this shape does not work for adult torsos. Males, females, fat, skinny, short, tall, it doesn't matter. This is not shaped to accommodate any adult's torso. So what are the options then for a torso pad that does work for an adult's torso? I've seen a squared off inflatable torso pad or two in the market from time to time, but they're just not that light. You can find full-size inflatables that are just as light or lighter. So dead end there. This leaves you with two options. One option is to purchase a size regular inflatable and then just cut it down to size. It sounds insane, but it's really not hard. There are videos all over YouTube on how to do this. I've done it. Again, it wasn't hard. It required a scissors, an iron, and less than 30 minutes of work. Another option is a closed foam pad, in which case you also need to cut off a few of the panels out of the accordion pad. On the plus side, foam pads are indestructible and you'll never have to blow up a pad again. On the downside, they are super bulky and not nearly as warm as a UL inflatable pad with a high R value. While not heavy, they're also not the lightest option. So if we are motivated by saving weight, these accordion foam pads are not the best option either for saving weight. Unless, of course, you take this to the extreme and go with a 1/8 inch thick closed foam pad, which you will also have to cut down. In which case, it will be extremely light and not bulky. Obviously, though, you're giving up even more warmth and comfort with this option. That being said, it is my recommendation as a starting point, stress starting point. I have an old video, I'll throw the link up above, on my love affair with my 1/8 inch thick foam pad, which I never leave home without. Take a look at it. This is how I suggest you go about it. Get yourself one of these pads. I have a link for you in the video description. They're cheap. Cut it down and then carry it along with your regular pad on a hike or two. Try sleeping on it. Just knowing you have your old faithful pad with you will give you peace of mind. Ease into this. You won't regret carrying the foam pad as it's light and has so many uses. Again, check out my older video on this. Now, realize though, these foam pads are not for 4-season camping, unless you have ice in your veins, and most of us do not. People say you can stretch it a bit by putting other items like your pack under your legs, but this is not a foolproof plan. What if it's been raining and your pack and excess clothing are completely wet? Are you going to sleep on top of them? Not a good idea. So don't be tempted by the forbidden fruit of torso pads unless you are cutting weight across the entire board. And before you make this commitment, from the comfort of your desk chair, carry 2 pads with you on a couple trips and just try it out. And if this is something you want to explore, your 2 best options are buying and cutting down the 1/8 inch foam pad, or buying a standard size pad and cutting it down as well to make it a torso pad. Do not buy a small size inflatable pad marketed as such. Again, I have links to all of these products in the video description down below. Well, that's all the time I need. Let's make the Dismount Ultralight as well, so bye for now.